So, long time no see. So, a little context to what's going on. I bought a car. We were gonna make like a reveal video, you know, when I went and bought it. And I did end up buying it. We filmed a little intro, but that was a couple weeks ago and we just never finished it. So, I'm gonna do the video on my own. So, a little background. I've been shopping around for a car because I wanted a project slash daily driver, and I wanted a 5-speed. I was tired of driving the Focus back there. Oop, I showed a little bit of the car. Oh well, you guys are gonna see it in a minute anyways. So basically, I'll show you the car. I'll give a little background of what's gonna be going on with it, and basically that's it. Alright, so here we are. This is my 1995 Acura Integra LS Special Edition, and let me give you a little rundown of it. So we're going to start with the basics of it. I've had the car for roughly 2 weeks now, and we're just going to do a little rundown. So let's see. Get the hood popped here. Give me a second. Kind of difficult with one arm. Oh. Alright, so, little rundown of the car. Completely stock motor. So, actually, the car itself has 271, actually let's go check real quick on the odometer. Car itself has 271,725 miles on the body, and it shows in some spots, but the motor is a junkyard motor. 160,000 miles on the motor, and the transmission, it's a brand new clutch, but everything is stock, which is what I wanted, because I wanted to do everything myself, make this my build how I wanted it, didn't want to buy anybody else's build. So I was been looking for an Integra for a really long time, because honestly they're awesome little cars. I love them. You can do a bunch of stuff with them, a bunch of different routes you can go for builds. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So you might have noticed these are not stock, so you may notice it's a little low. I bought the car for $1,700. After you see it, you may think I overpaid a little bit, but it's alright. You pay for what you want to get it before anybody else, and that's what I did. But it came with skunk tooth coilovers, and as you can see, they have been installed. That's bad. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, it sits real good. It's real nice. I've had the car for 2 weeks. I've done 2 mods to it so far, but in a couple weeks there's gonna be 2 more things coming in, and I will make sure that I film those when we install them. So that's the rundown of the motor. You got the suspension. Now let me show you what else I got. So this is, it's off of eBay, but it is the Mugen Gen 1 style wing, and it's based off of the Type R wing, but I wanted something a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more like out there, and I just think it looks really good. Obviously it's unpainted. I'm going to paint it to match the black on the car. The car is actually not originally black. You can see here and here it's this like dark green color. My bad. Yeah, but I wanted a black Integra, and I found this one, and obviously for the price it was pretty good. Alright, the first plans for the car coming up is going to be, I have the Mugen wing. I'm going to get the Mugen front lip to match, and you'll see when it's on. It's hard to describe, but basically it just brings this bottom lip out. It looks more aggressive. It really brings out the front end, cleans it up a little bit. It wraps around the sides. It comes down a little bit. It's like a splitter, but you'll see it once it's on the car. I'll do an install video, but that's going to go on first because I'm going to order that as soon as I get paid. But that's not a big install. It'll take a few minutes. But the biggest thing that is coming is, obviously I need an exhaust, because there's half of one on there right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to order the Skunk 2 power exhaust, and it's going to be pretty freaking loud, but it's going to sound nice. I realized it's a Honda. Loud usually equals raspy and gross and just terrible sounding, and I didn't want that. So I went ahead and went through a bunch of YouTube videos, all the videos I could find on exhausts, which ones I wanted, sound clips, like just comparing them, price and everything. And what I came up with was, for the price of the exhaust and how much I could spend and the sound I wanted, the Skunk 2 was going to be the way to go. And I already have the Skunk 2 suspension, so I thought, you know what, we'll just do, you know, the exhaust and the suspension to match, and then eventually I'll do, like, you know, the Skunk 2 short shifter maybe, and the shift knob. I actually have a Integra GSR shift knob in there right now, which I actually really like. My hands are still dirty from work, but yeah, it's I like it, but I really want a short shifter, and I want a new shift knob. I really want an aftermarket one. So that's basically what I'm eventually gonna do for that. But yeah, so next two mods, front lip and exhaust, and then after that I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm going to do for the engine bay. For the engine, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and get new spark plugs. I'm going to get the NGK spark plugs, and they come with red spark plug wires, and they're going to be brand new, so they'll look nice. And so once I get those, I'm going to go ahead and, since that's already gone and I don't have the resonator anymore, that clears up that space, which you have to get rid of anyways for a cold air intake. I know cold air intake isn't really going to help this car that much. I'm not really going to gain much power from it, but it'll just clean up the engine bay a whole lot more, and it'll look better. And so I'm going to go ahead, I think I'm going to get the engine cold air intake. And so it's going to come over here out of the intake manifold, go down, and it's going to go down there, and where the resonator would have been anyways. So once that's in, that'll look better. And I'm going to get the red one to, you know, match the spark plug wires. And then I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I eventually plan to turbocharge this car. So I'm going to then get ARP head studs. I'm going to get a new thicker head gasket, and I'm not sure if I want to do all this right now, or at least in the near future, because I only want to run max 8 pounds of boost. So I'm planning to upgrade the fuel rail, the fuel regulator, and you know, the whole fuel system. Probably a Walboro fuel pump, and just, you know, get all that ready, and, you know, more reliable and safer running a boosted car, because you're going to be going through a lot more fuel. I'm probably going to have to get rid of AC, because the turbo manifold takes place of the headers, and it sticks out more, and this is the AC fan, and, you know, the AC lines and all that shit. So that's going to have to most likely go, unless I can find out some way to route it and stick it all in there. But probably not, because, you know, the intake is going to be in the front here, and then you're going to have the intake piping. And what I kind of plan to do, which is actually inspired by Dustin Williams' BRZ, is, you know, he took his BRZ and he cut out all this in the grill for more airflow. And I think I'm going to do kind of the same thing. I don't know if I want to leave this part. I kind of feel like if I do, it'll look like, you know, it's got a row of teeth at the top, which is going to look kind of weird. But at the same time, how this is all shiny black and then this is matte black, if I'm not going to paint the lip right away, so I feel like that'll complement it. But yeah, I'm going to cut all this out so there's more airflow, because I've watched some videos of turbo Integras, and people have overheating issues because the bumper is really restrictive and there's not a lot of airflow in it. So I definitely want to get that open as much as possible so I don't have those issues. Because this car is my daily driver. I drive it to and from work every day and just out with my friends. It's my daily driver. I want it to be, you know, reliable and safe, but at the same time, quick and fun. It's not going to be like super fast. I'm not going to be pushing 400 horsepower right now. But for now, my goal for this car for the next few months is 230, 250 horsepower. But yeah, I'm not going to get a whole new ECU like a Honda or anything. I'm just going to get a chip kit, and I got a buddy who knows someone that tunes Hondas and knows about that stuff, and he's gonna tune the car for me once I get the turbo on and everything. But yeah, once that's all cleaned up and I get to that, and obviously once I get the turbo kit, the cold air intake's gonna go away, because you know there's gonna be the front mount intake, and the intake piping is gonna go up to the manifold and all that stuff. I'm no expert on like engines. I'm not a master mechanic, but I get the basics of how stuff works and everything. But yeah, that's basically that. That's a rundown of the car, and basically my plans for the next few months. Obviously I want to get new wheels. I already have some picked out. The stock wheels, these are the special edition wheels, but the stock wheels are, let's see, 15 by 6 with a 45 plus 45 offset. I really want 15 by 8s, and because I want to fill this gap here. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of camber, but I want to fill that gap. I want it to be some nice beefy fitment, because I want it to grip better. I want it to just clean it up and look as nice as possible. So I'm trying to do this car right. I'm trying to make it nice, and just overall, it's my first build, but I don't want to cheap out on anything. And these are 195s, the tires, and honestly, I'm probably just gonna keep these tires and stretch them a little. I live on a gravel road, so I can't do anything too extreme or aggressive, but I have a friend, shout out to Brandon Kidd. He's really into wheel specs. He knows all that stuff. Well, not into it. He's very knowledgeable, and he's got a really awesome 350Z. It's wide body. It's bagged. It's crazy. It's so nice. But yeah, so he's gonna help me with the tire specs and all that. And he said if I stretch these, it won't be too much. It won't be too aggressive, and it should be fine, which is gonna save me like $400 on tires, which is definitely what I need to do. So now that I've given you guys the rundown of the car, my plans for the next few months or so, I'm going to go ahead and give you a cold start, because I know I told you guys that the muffler's off, and it doesn't sound amazing, obviously, because it's a 4-cylinder NA, and it has no muffler on it. It's pretty freaking loud. It drones really bad when I'm driving to work and stuff. Like when I get the RPMs up. I'm just going to do a quick little cold start for you guys so you can get an idea of how it sounds right now without the muffler and all that stuff. And then I'll do a little before and after. When it comes to the exhaust install, I'll do this again right before we do a compare to the after when the exhaust is installed. But here we go. So yeah, it's kind of loud, but honestly it doesn't sound all that, sorry I'm putting the hood down, but it doesn't sound all that terrible. I don't know, it's gonna sound so much better with, you know, an actual exhaust on it. It's a stock exhaust with no muffler. But that's pretty much it. See you guys in the next video. It's probably going to be the Mugen lip install. See you then.